Welcome to Talk Theory. It's your host, Kiara Barnes, where I talk all things life, what makes us human, and what makes us superhuman. Sit back, relax, and join me for a chat. Howdy. Welcome back to Talk Theory. Happy day, folks. We are officially in April. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm going to be your announcer until we get to summer. I'm going to be announcing every month as we go along. So, sorry, not sorry. I'm so excited. The weather is finally warming up in California. Oh, I feel like a flower in bloom. The clouds and rain have gone. Okay, hopefully they are done. And I'm excited, guys. We're going to be like hitting the 80s, I think, like towards the end of this week. So that is amazing. I apologize to those listening still going through the cold. But you know what? I feel like the good thing is most places, once they reach mid to late April, y'all are going to feel that warmth as well. I feel like everyone, I don't know if winter was just extra long this year or something, but I just feel like everyone is ready for summer. Like everyone can't wait, you know? So yeah, I'm in a good mood. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. I want to talk about making friends as an adult. I was having a conversation with a friend about finding your tribe, and I don't know, it just kind of got my gears turning to talk about it this week because I feel like when we're adults, we don't really talk about how it is to make friends, you know? Like within my own experience, cliques and groups are definitely still a thing, even outside of high school. And it's like really, it's no shade or anything. It's just something natural I think humans do is you want to feel accepted and protected. And so once you find a group of people, you kind of, I don't know if latch on is a good word, but that just becomes your no, you know what I mean? Like your group. But I very recently got more relaxed about all of this. And when I say that, I just mean trusting that the right people will find me at the right time. I've talked about this before where you almost feel like you have to like convince certain people to accept you or want to talk to you. And let me tell you, those people that make you feel like you need to work for them to become their friend are probably just not your tribe. Like it's just not your thing, and that's okay. Like not everyone is for everyone. I think particular people or groups fit and make sense with you depending where you personally are in your life. Like the career path you're on, the activities you do, those are the folks that you're going to be surrounded by just because that's where you currently are in your own personal life. And because humans are forever just evolving and, you know, it's going to make sense that your friend groups are also going to be evolving because we change all the time. Like that's kind of the thing about being a human. Like ever since you're a baby to adulthood, you're going to change. So I think I will say even this, it's even natural that you would have like a super close friend and then all of a sudden you go from talking to them like all the time to not really at all. And then maybe even a few months or years later, you reconnect and it's like no time has passed. That happens all the time. That's actually how I feel about my own cousin. We were like super, super, super close, attached at the hip when we were kids. And then when we were 15, we just kind of went our separate ways. You know, we lived further away. We were both experiencing high school and college, just, you know, making new friends and being in a new environment. And we like reconnected for the first time last year in our late 20s now. And it was like no time at all had passed. And those are such great connections as well. You know what I mean? Like, you could not talk to someone so long and then reconnect, and it's like you just pick up right from where you were. You know, it's almost like nothing had happened at all, like there was no space. So yeah, I think that what would be interesting to talk about is, how does one go about making friends in your adulthood? And I just think that we need to circle back to what we were talking about at the top, essentially figuring out like what kind of people or person, crowd that you want to attract. You know, you kind of have to assess where you are in life. And this is going to give you a lot of clues to what it is that you're looking for. So, you know, are you in a more party vibe where you want to go clubbing and like go out and stuff like that? Or do you want something a little more chill? You know, have some, just, you want to have like good talks, go to museums, do art activities. Maybe you're super into fitness right now and you want to be around folks that are into health and wellness because that's kind of what is piquing your interest right now. And the list can go on. But I think first assessing what it is that you'd like to be surrounded by is super helpful. And then the next thing to look at is the folks around you right now. And just do a little check-in. You know, do these people inspire you? Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel uplifted? Do you feel like you're having more of a fun time rather than a bad time when you're with them? And a great way to gauge how a certain person or even a group of people is really affecting you, your body, even your mental health, is just doing this little kind of check-in and see how you feel directly after spending time with them. Do you feel low, tired, maybe even sad? Or do you feel good, you know, and energized? And I will say, of course, you can have a wonderful time with someone and then feel tired afterwards, right? But there's a difference of feeling like, wow, we did so much today and that was fun. Woof, I am tired. And then there's a different kind of vibe where it's like, wow, you know, this person's energy left me drained. I need to go to sleep. Like, that was just unenjoyable, you know? And you'll know the difference. I think most of us have been to a theme park or an event and had so much fun, but we were exhausted afterwards. There's a difference in feeling maybe a dip in energy. So just use your own discernment. Okay. Now that we've done a little introspection, we can decide where to go. I think it's really fun just to find things that sound interesting or enticing and just go, like just show up. This is a new thing for me, by the way. I used to not do any of this, but I've spent some time alone to build up the confidence to just go try things and see. And it's been great. And, I mean, you really don't have anything to lose, right? Like the worst that could happen is it's just not as fun as you thought it would be and you leave and you go do something else. But you never know. You know, it could be awesome and now that's your new favorite spot to go to. I had a situation like this kind of over the weekend. I was with a friend and we went to this restaurant and decided to get something taste it, but I've been there before and I hadn't ever really gone off, what I usually get. And so I decided to try something new and it was delicious. And I was so happy for going out on a limb and trying something new. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a picky eater, but I know what tastes good, especially if it's a restaurant I've been to. I know, like, okay, this one is always good. This one always slaps. Like, I'm hungry. I don't want to risk it for a biscuit, but you know what? I risked it for a biscuit and it paid off. Like, now I have a new favorite dish. So that's fun. And then we had gone to this place afterwards, not really expecting anything, and ended up just chatting with some folks. And it was just very chill and laid back and had such a good time. And because we were like in this mood of very just like, yeah, let's just go with the flow. Let's see what else there's to do. I was like, oh, I'm kind of like craving something sweet. And we decided to go to this place to get cookies. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, these were the best vegan cookies I've ever had. They had non-vegan, but they also had vegan. But I was shook. Like, when it comes to sweets and stuff, look, I can bake pretty good actually. But when it comes to like vegan sweets, my expectations are low. I will say this. Veganism has come quite a long way, okay? It used to not be as great or accessible. But I just had, I was just like, don't get my hopes up. But let me tell you, oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? Actually, if you want to know, just DM me because I will end up taking up the entire show just talking about these cookies. I swear they were that good. But no, it honestly, it was just the perfect example of just getting out and trying new things, meeting new people, and it was totally worth it. And it's nice to get out of your comfort zone. Which brings us to the next side of this. When finding friends in your adulthood, you essentially need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not, how do I put this? It's not like always going to feel good putting yourself out there and introducing yourself or going to start up a conversation with someone you don't know. And I understand that on a personal level. Like, I can be shy when I'm introduced to new groups. And now that we're even talking about it, it totally stems from like a fear of rejection. 100%. Like that's what it is. That this person isn't going to want to talk to me or isn't going to like me, and that that really actually connects to probably, childhood stuff, like not getting picked or something for dodgeball or wanting to, go talk to someone and being in third grade and being like, no, I don't want to talk to you. It's very stuff like that, but kind of stays with us. Just that childlike part of ourselves. And all that is it's really with the intention of wanting to protect our feelings. I think it's very human, to want to have a positive interaction with someone. That's, I think most people would agree that they would like to have positive interactions with others. But I think just to have like a real reality perspective with these kinds of things, kind of like I said before on the whole stating things as, well, what's really so scary? What's really so scary about this? Besides the initial fear of rejection. Because even if someone just wasn't in the mood to chat with you for whatever reason, based on them, by the way, and their own personal life, even if this person didn't want to talk to you or hang out, you and this person just, go on about your lives. You separately go home. You talk to whoever, you don't talk, you know what I mean? You live your life afterwards. So nothing truly changes outside of that moment. And I think as humans, we can overthink things. We love to try and analyze stuff to a point where it's like exhausting and making it all out to be a whole moment when it really isn't. It really isn't. And I'm talking, as much as I'm talking out loud, I'm totally talking to myself too. So, yeah. So, to me, it's like, so what? Someone doesn't want to be my friend. There's a jabillion humans out there, and that is a real number, actually. Okay. I'm certain, okay, with that many humans out there, at some point, I will come into contact with one or two or more throughout my life that I truly do connect with. And honestly, if you can weed out those other folks early on, that's great. That's great. Nothing's worse than having someone you hang out with, but you don't really like them and they don't really like you. And so it's just kind of awkward, It's like this tense energy every time you see them or get together with other people. So honestly, if you realize someone just isn't your cup of tea from the beginning, I think that's even better. My thing is, it shouldn't feel hard to make friends. It should be pretty seamless. And that's when you've found your, tribe, as we were saying. Your friends should make you feel supported, loved, happy, and most of all, like you. Like you. You should feel like you can authentically be yourself all the way through. No one wants to be making themselves small or conforming into something that they just aren't. No one. That's not comfortable. And honestly, the way that you'll know this is by listening to your intuition or your gut. I've talked about this on other episodes. I think Trust Your Gut is actually an episode. So if you're looking to strengthen that, go check that episode out. Energy and intention is a very hard thing to fake. You can tell pretty early on, just energetically, how well you're getting along with someone. And really, the key to that is you just have to be present enough to be aware how someone is affecting you. But I have to say, once you find your people, it's amazing, especially when you've done it just being yourself, not trying to be anyone else, because it's so much better to have a select group of folks in your life that are meaningful to you and vice versa, where it's a nice balance all the way through rather than just, a bunch of folks that are just around for the sake of loneliness. And I'll tell you that being alone and taking care of you and your own energy will always feel 1,000 times better than being around people that you don't feel any sense of connection for or love, in the sense you just don't feel supported. You don't feel that happy feeling when you're around them. That's that comfortable, even safe, where you can be vulnerable. You know what I mean? You can be yourself. Like you being alone and holding on to your energy and taking care of yourself will always feel better than just hanging out with people because you feel alone. We're talking about using, intention and connecting with that. It makes a huge difference because, like we've talked about in other episodes, you can still go do things alone and have fun. Hello. If anything, going to things alone is kind of fun because you can just see what folks are going to be there, just really have zero expectations and staying open, which is kind of fun because it's like, oh, what could happen? And even if you didn't meet or connect with anyone, you still had a good time because you went and did something that sounded fun to you. So really, it's a win-win kind of thing. So give a few of these things a try. See how you feel. Spring is finally here, okay, folks? It's nice. It's getting warm. The summer is just right around the corner. It's the perfect time to get out and try new things, connect with people, and have fun. Just play. That is like a huge, I'm going to probably do another episode next week on just playing and make it like my mission for a week to just play because it's such a thing. I just think that we could all just relax a little bit, play a lot more. Remember to enjoy. Life is really way too short. It really is. So just have fun, like it doesn't all need to be so intense. Okay, so this week's theory is this. You will find yourself immersed by your authentic tribe when you are your authentic self. Period. You don't need to try so hard, folks. Really, honestly, just be you. And like I said, just enjoy. Make it all less serious. Like it really does not need to be so serious. And you'll just end up at the right place at the right time with the right people. Life is so much more fun and interesting this way. Trust me. Okay, folks, we will see you next week. Thanks so much for all your love and support. Until next time, Kay, love you. Bye.